Hi guys, I'm Beth Thiel.
Hi, I'm Kurt Thiel.
So Kurt and I have been in the interior design and architecture business for over 40 years. The thing that made the Baker Hotel such a natural fit for us is we love renovation. We love renovation. We got involved 10 to 12 years ago, met with Laird and Chad over lunch, and after hearing their vision about what their plans were to put a team together to renovate this wonderful old hotel in Mineral Wells, we left that lunch and both of us looked at each other and said, I'm in. I want to do this. We're all in. We went back to our office. We had a group of wonderfully talented and creative people, some of whom will still be working on the hotel with us. Two of them actually now own Thiel & Thiel. So that's kind of cool that they started with us 12 years ago when we just toured for the first time, and now they'll be fulfilling this dream with us. So here we're in the lobby. This is a grand lobby. We walk into this space, we can not only feel what it used to be, but we can feel what it will be. The photos, it's really fun to look at some of these historic photos. I'm going to show you a couple. This one I love because it's just a naked photo, really, that shows the room and the architecture. It really plays with the architecture here. But this, to me, when I see this photo, I think about, okay, what can this room, what can it be? When I look at some of the other photos that show furniture, they're very staged. There's not much personality here. It just shows how they were furnished. I can't really feel what kind of life was being experienced in this room. But this lobby was originally, I believe, more of a passage. People passed through the lobby to get to the check-in desk, or they passed through the lobby to get to an event, or get to their rooms, or get to the restaurant. We're going to change that. This was a beautiful lobby, and I know when there were big conferences and that kind of thing, it was packed with people and exciting, but we want it to be that way all of the time. One of the things that we are creating in this lobby is a bar. And this bar is going to be the action point. This is what's going to bring people into the lobby. This is what's going to keep them here. So when these doors open, you're going to see action and activity. This is a place people are going to come. They'll fall in love here. They'll get married here. They'll announce, babies here. They'll do business deals. This will be a place where memories are made. Part of that experience is going to be when these doors open, you hear music and you see activity, and you just want to be a part of it. The lobby is going to be separated basically into two components. One is going to be bar and lots of great activity. The other side of the lobby will be where music is. So we might have a pianist here, we might have guitar, we might have just a small band. If you look at the floor plan, you can see we're going to have a large sectional right in the middle. On the right side, we'll be facing the bar. On the left side, we'll be facing the music. So there can be two kind of experiences happening within the same room, but nobody's going to feel like they're isolated. They're away from one or the other, but they're closer, and it's a more intimate type of setting, perhaps over by where the music is, in a little louder environment over here in the bar. So as you pass through the lobby, you're walking towards the check-in desk. We're going to have some large ottomans for seating in here. That will just give people an extra place to sit while they're waiting, or maybe they want to just be a little bit away from music and that kind of thing and just sit more privately over here. So this will be kind of a cool, intimate little space. And then of course we get to the famous historic check-in desk, and this will look very much like it does right now. This is something that we want to preserve very carefully. The lighting in the lobby is super important. Mark has brilliantly preserved
renovated.
the light fixtures. So the original light fixtures from the lobby, which he has electrified again, will be back in this room. And we have some really great photography of what those used to look like. In any environment, it's always great to have 3 sources of light. So we'll have the lighting from the ceiling, we'll also have wall sconces, and then we'll have lamps. So there will be a lot of warm light that just kind of captures the environment. It sets the stage again for all of these neat experiences that are going to happen within this space. I think what we're really excited about is the fact that we're standing in this majestic space that is filled with all these architectural elements that are very elegant and historic, obviously. We're preserving all of that, and we are getting as close as we can to the original coloration architecturally of the space. But when it comes to the furnishings, if you can look at the terrazzo on the floor, when you really dissect it, you'll see so much color in there, and we're taking the color really out of the floor, out of the terrazzo, and we are just exploding it into deeper, richer color. Imagine the bar is here, you're sitting at the bar, having a drink, and now you're being called in for dinner. So, or you want to have another cocktail before you go to dinner, even better. We walk through this space, now we're in this little intimate cocktail lounge. So
the scale way down.
Yeah, and that's what makes
More intimate.
There's so many different experiences that can happen in this building because you go from a majestic space now to lower ceilings. It's very cozy. This will be very warm. We'll have some banquette seating over here against this wall, and then behind the bar, and remember the bar is going to have that curve. We're going to wrap a drink ledge all the way around. We'll have really soft, loungy seating in here. This room will be a really moody room. So again, going from majestic to very intimate, and now we're going to step in to the Brazos room. And I have a lot of favorite spaces. This is one of my favorite spaces. Talk about the architecture.
Yeah, the architecture here is a marriage of classical architecture that has been overlaid with the Beaux-Arts period again. In Roman architecture, I keep going back to this, you have strong geometry of load, which is the ceiling, and support. And it's all symmetrical. It's very geometrically perfect. Visually, it creates order. You have spiral columns engraved in plaster on all 4 corners. Then you have panels with shields and coat of arms. Then you have the plaster work with a vase and organics and flowers and leaves and vines, the canvas leaves up there. That's all really classical stuff, but it's just encrusted on all the plaster. These are called growing vaults. It's like a vault going this way, intersecting with a vault going that way. But then they're articulated with these ribbons of plaster. It looks like rope almost. It's almost organic. And so the application of that is eye candy. You're looking at it and there's decoration and entertaining visually in the complexity of it. But you look at it everywhere. Your eye is just entertained the whole time. And this comes with a price. It's hard to do. Nowadays, in the modern era, it's just the opposite. They want to strip all that away and make it very geometric and clean. Here, this will be a delight for the people who want to come and just feel and be a part or plugged into what it was in the past.
So this room predominantly is restaurant space. And again, what a great place to have dinner at night. I mean, this will also be available for meetings when it's available. This upper area.
Yeah, the upper deck up here.
This will be,
Like
again.
you have a birthday or an anniversary or graduation, you can be able to reserve that space.
Yeah, and again, same thing here. You go from this really wonderful, majestic height to more of an intimate space up here. All right, so let's head over to the grand ballroom. Okay, so now we're entering the pre-function space of the ballroom area. Again, we're looking at some wonderful height in here, some great massive spaces. The volume of these rooms is really, again, very impressive. We love some of the features in this room. Of course, we love the little Juliet balcony that you see here. Kurt, why don't you talk about this room?
Architecturally, it is significantly toned down. If you look at the intersection of the columns and then the beams that are going in a grid pattern, all of the plaster work on the columns are gone. The crowns on each of these columns are much more simplified. Well, I mean, it's suitable. This is meant to be a workhorse for food and beverage and bigger gatherings. You first.
About the cars?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Well, we've got some cars here in the pre-function area. How did they get in? Did we ever determine that?
Yeah, they
just drove
literally
in? Oh,
took
just
the
put a
doors
ramp?
down and built a ramp and drove
sweet.
them up.
Okay, I always wondered that. I never knew
Yeah.
the answer to that. So, any other comments about the cars? I thought you had a whole story about that one.
No?
All right, great. All right, so here we are in the grand ballroom. We've got, between these two spaces, about 7,400 square feet for private event, for business meetings. We have laid this out in so many different ways, so there will be great opportunities for both meetings and private events. This would be a wonderful place, you know, obviously for a wedding, pre-function area, and then we come into the main event here. But this architecturally, again, as Kurt was mentioning, it's really toned down, but I always like to call it simplified. Toned down makes it sound like it's stripped down and it's not very pretty. This space too is just a wonderful environment. I feel a lot of light coming in here from different angles. Something about this room, again, you know, you've got the grand scale, but you don't have a lot of ornamentation in here. We are going to place a massive chandelier in this room that will be an unbelievable feature of the space. So that will be something to look forward to in this room. There will be two different places that we can set up a band. We'll have an opportunity for the stage, which was the original location, and we're also wiring the area over here as well, so that there's a lot of flexibility in where you want to set up a band or you want to set up the head table or the speakers.
The sound waves ricochet back down at that point because of the shape of the arc of the dome. And the person hears an echo, but you step 1 foot out of that, you can't hear it. It is so...
Here, come in here.
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear the echo? But if I step 1 foot, you can't. Well, you still can.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but go beyond the dome.
But now I'm back to normal. Thanks for spending time with us. we really enjoyed the opportunity to share the passion that we have for this project.
Any questions or comments we would love to hear. We'll look forward to also introducing some other members of the design and architecture teams that have been very instrumental in helping us get to where we are right now. Bye, guys.
Bye.